If there's one thing this year has taught me, it's that life gets easier when you accept the role you've played in your story. When you accept the things in your life that you've lost and that have changed. And yes, it hurts. It's gonna hurt real bad. But baby, acceptance is peace, okay? Peace for you and peace for me. Welcome to Let Me Just Say This. I'm not gonna lie, this episode is going to be a little bit difficult for me to record because I am actively going through a season of accepting things that, quite frankly, I don't wanna accept. I'm quite tired of having to accept things. I'm tired of having to accept loss and change. It feels like it's been a lot. And this past year of my life has been quite a lot. And the one thing that keeps coming back to me, though, is this phrase, acceptance is peace. It sounds so nice. It sounds so pretty. It sounds so put together, right? Acceptance is peace. How cute and demure is that shit? But the reality, acceptance is peace, but acceptance also really hurts. It really hurts. But it hurts in this way that feels like it's breaking you apart to put you back together. It hurts in the way that it feels like if you were a Lego set and you got taken apart piece by piece and reassembled into something more beautiful. That's what it feels like when you have to accept things in your life, the role that you've played in your story, the loss, the change that you've encountered. I'm going through that right now. In full disclosure, I'm also going through a breakup. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. I'll probably never talk about it. But I will say it's been very difficult accepting things and facing things. But I think that I've known for a very long time that I had to start accepting things if I wanted my life to look differently, if I wanted to feel differently, to feel better. And it genuinely is the best thing that you can do. Today, we are going to get into accepting the role you play in your story, accepting loss, accepting change, and finding peace in that acceptance, even when it hurts. But first, I have to give a word to our sponsor, Black Girl Vitamins. If you know, I really love Black Girl Vitamins down, not only as a brand and their mission, but also because they work, girl. Black Girl Vitamins actually work, girl. So if you want to save 15% on your next order and support the podcast, honey, you can use my code LMJST15, save 15%, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. Let's start with the hardest reality, accepting the role you play in your story. Some of us don't want to believe that we're the villain. Sometimes you are the villain. Some of us don't want to believe we're the drama. Sometimes you are the drama. Sometimes I am the drama. And one of the biggest things that I've had to accept over the course of almost a year is the role that I've played in my story. The role I played in my story, from my career to my relationships to my life as a whole. Because the only person you can really ever blame for where you're standing at in life is you. It's you. No one else really has to be responsible for where you are. And so taking accountability and not necessarily beating yourself up, because trust me, I do that too. I am extremely hard on myself and I'm working to be better. And if you are, I hope you are too. But taking accountability for the fact that, this is my story. I write every page, every word, every chapter is mine. And I'm responsible for how it goes. And depending on what I choose to do or not do, I directly influence what my life looks like, who's around me, what type of love that I have, what type of feelings I have even. And that is the hardest thing to accept when you are not happy. It's easy to accept the role you played in your story when everything's great. It's like, yes, thank you to myself. Thank you to me. Shout out to me. But when things aren't going right, when life doesn't look like what you thought, when you're experiencing loss, when you're experiencing change that isn't really welcomed, it is difficult to be like, yeah, this is actually my doing in one way or another. This is actually my choice, or I'm accountable to this in one way or another. I think a lot of us try to shift that accountability onto someone else or something else or a circumstance like, okay, my life looks like this because X, Y, and Z. It's just like when the girls say, yeah, my hair is not long because my mama relaxed it when I was in the 3rd grade, but she's 32 now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's on you, girl. You can't blame nobody else anymore. You can't put it on anybody else. And the most important thing about accepting your role in your story is the fact that when you can accept it, you can also forgive yourself. You can also forgive yourself and you can give yourself the grace and the space to move on. You can give yourself what you need to actually move on, to actually change your own life for your own self. You can really take your life by the horns and really ride this motherfucker. But you have to accept your role first and foremost. Some of the things that I've had to accept in my life is that I haven't always made the best decisions. And they have had impacts on my life. I haven't always, put myself first in the way that I should have. And yes, it is impacting my life in tangible ways, ways that I see I can't ever do that again to myself. I can't ever neglect myself like that again. I can't ever choose poor decisions when I know better. Like I actually have to accept that I did wrong, accept that I made a mistake, accept that I may have fallen short, and get up and go again and forgive myself so that I can keep moving forward. One of the things I think all of us struggle with is accepting loss. And that could be a loss of a relationship, a career, an opportunity, a future plan. Something shifted and that thing or that person is no longer in your life. Or maybe they're in your life or it's there, but it's not the same capacity. It's not what you wanted. And there's this feeling of loss. I'm experiencing a massive amount of loss right now. And I've been experiencing this since last year. And I've accepted my role, right? I'm accepting my role, but that doesn't mean the loss doesn't still hit hard. It hits extremely hard. And it is difficult to accept that some things are not meant to be. Some things like you really do have to let go of because it's not meant to be. And when you don't accept loss, because I truly believe we tend to know, when the time for something in our lives or someone in our lives has run its course. We tend to know when it's time for a shift, when something is about to change, you know what I'm saying? And accepting that loss, I think, spares you in the long run of more pain. Because some of the loss that I'm experiencing now, some of the pain that I'm experiencing now has come from holding on to things that I should have let go. I should have allowed them to be losses. I should have allowed these things to transition out of my life, but I wanted to hold on. Sometimes we want to hold on to things so tight, not realizing that it's literally breaking us down, that it's literally keeping us stagnant. Accept that you're going to take a loss there. Accept that the pain is going to come with that loss so that you can let it go. Because, my gosh, loss hurts. Romantic loss, a loss of a loved one, loss of, like I said, a career opportunity or a job or a home. Like, oh my gosh, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to hurt a lot. But the only way is through. The only way is accepting that what was no longer is. You have to accept that what was no longer is and feel it. I've been letting myself feel my emotions a lot these days because, my golly, I cry. I cry quite a bit. And I'm like, okay, this is what loss feels like. And I accept that. It's not fun. It's quite excruciating, but it won't be forever because I'm accepting it so that I can get through it, so that I can let it go. If I hold on to it, it'll last longer. If I hold on to it, it'll keep breaking me down. If I hold on to it, it is going to drag me under. I want us to be more accepting of the things that we lose and understanding of the fact that it's not like a loss as in there's nothing else for you. Like, it's not like a loss as in, okay, this is it. The world stops. Everything's over. The game is over. The game's not over. There's still some more matches to go. You still got some more wins in you. You still got more opportunities, more love, more life, more people, more things to come. The world does not stop. It doesn't stop. You lose things, you gain things. People come and go out of your life, but the world does not stop. I'm looking at losses differently. And I'm accepting my losses and letting myself feel them, because otherwise, baby, how are you supposed to get through them? Accept the loss and feel the feelings, mourn and grieve as much as you need to, and then move on. And with that, now comes accepting change, the moving on part, the and what's next part of things. The, okay, I went through that, I did that, and I felt it. Now what's next? What's next now for me? What do I do now? How do I recenter? How do I regain something that will make me want to keep going? You know? For me personally, in this time, and I talked about this in the last episode, recentering yourself in your life. For me, accepting change really means letting go of the past version of myself. And this has been so hard. Oh my gosh. The version of Naya that I was a year ago today is just not who I am anymore. It's not the lifestyle that I lead anymore. It's not, I don't feel like that same girl, but I miss her. I miss her. And I wish I was her again. I do. I can be honest about that. You know, I had a conversation with my ex and I told him, I feel like my old self. And he said to me, I've never felt that way. Like, I miss an old version of myself. And I thought, damn, I love that for you. Because I actually do miss an older version of myself. And I know there are reasons why I lost that version of myself. But I have to accept that I'm just not that girl anymore. Life looks different now. And change is going to come because, again, the world does not stop. As much as as many times as I wanted the world to stop, I just wanted to stop that orbit, like put both hands on it like a basketball and stop the planet, girl. Like, okay, no more rotations. Okay. No more days. I just want to sit in this moment. I just want to lay here right now. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. And so the beauty with change, though, is that you have endless possibilities. You let go of the things that you've lost to make space for the things that you're going to get, for the people that are going to come into your life, for the opportunities that are coming, for the beauty that is still yet to come. Accepting the change that you need, that you may be even afraid of. Like, I'm about to make a move. Like, I'm literally about to move from this city and go to another city. And this has been a long time coming. My relationship ending was definitely the catalyst, but there were a ton of other reasons why I was like, I have to get out of here. I need to move. I need a change. I need change. I need it. I'm accepting that this season of my life, or the season I was in rather, has ended. It's over. and it's time for the next season. And accepting that part, that this season is over. Okay, this chapter, I've written it, I've read it. I may have dropped some tears on the pages along the way, but it's time for the next chapter. It's time for the next thing. And I think accepting change is the first step to that. It is hard. Don't get me wrong. It is very hard because you want to stay comfy. You want to stay where it feels familiar. You want to stay where it feels like, okay, this is what I know. This is safe. No, it's time for change. And change is scary. Change hurts. Change challenges you. It pushes you. But oh my gosh, imagine all the possibilities that can come when you accept change and you embrace change and you use change as an opportunity to get back to yourself, as an opportunity to get better, as an opportunity to grow. Use change as an opportunity to grow and evolve. I can wallow in the fact that my life has changed a lot and I don't recognize myself sometimes. Or I can say, okay, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm going somewhere. There's a lot to be figured out, but the figuring will be done. Okay? Accepting change is it's like that final step, that final boss as you transition into this next season of life. And I'm accepting change. And yeah, again, it's not fun, but it kind of feels good. It's very freeing, actually. I look forward to a new beginning. I look forward to the next chapter because I can write it any way that I want to. And that's scary, but that's also very motivating because my God, you mean to tell me I am the author? I have the pen and the paper. And of course, God is guiding me, but I can write this next story. And it really can be, imagine if it's everything. Imagine if it's everything I wanted. Imagine if it's everything I needed. Imagine if it got me back to myself. Imagine that road, that change is really just taking you back to yourself. Yeah. Yeah, girl. Accept it. Accept that change. Get through that final boss. Beat the game, girl. And move on to the next match. Finding peace and acceptance is not linear. There's no roadmap, but I do think that these are the steps. Accepting the role in your story, accepting loss, and accepting change. When you can do those things, it is easier to be at peace. It is easier to be like, okay, it's okay. I understand. I understand what wasn't meant for me. I understand what needed to end. I understand what needed to change. And I understand in the ways I needed to change so that I can prosper, so that I can be happy, so that I can get back to myself. That is true peace to me. That is true peace. Knowing okay, there was something I wanted or a relationship I wanted didn't work. My only option is to accept that so that I know peace. And it's not the end all be all. It's not a fix. It is an ever reoccurring thing of accepting, losing and changing and accepting again. And I was telling my mom the other day, I don't want to have to learn any more lessons. I don't want to have to change no damn more. I'm sick. I'm sick of accepting. I'm sick of learning lessons. I'm sick of this. I don't want to do this anymore, but it's life. It's quite literally life. And you just have to do it over and over and over again. And the thing is, it does get easier with time. It does get easier with time. Time does heal the wounds. You won't always be sad forever. You won't always be feeling the feelings that you were in when you were experiencing that loss, when you were experiencing that change. It doesn't last forever. The sun shines again, girl. And accepting and letting go, choosing to just move forward and being hopeful optimistic about what that could do in your life, that is beyond peace to me. And it doesn't fix everything. It's not an overnight thing, but it is the first step. Oh, girl, this was a deep episode. I knew this was going to be like this, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm taking a podcasting course. I know you're like, Naya, you've had this podcast for so long. Why are you taking a podcasting course? Girl, long story short, I'm in college. I'm in my senior year. I'm minoring in media content creation. And I wasn't going to take this course, but it was one of the only ones I could. And I was like, okay, fine. And it reminded me of something about audio only storytelling. And it made me think about what you guys hear when you hear me talking. What feelings are these words invoking in you? What is this doing for you? And so sometimes when I think to myself, okay, this is too deep, or this is too maybe melancholy, or maybe I need to be more upbeat, maybe I need to be more funny, I have to realize that one of you guys I'm being a companion to, and one of you guys, you need this. You need this in the same way that I need it, that I need to get it off, that I need to share. And that's what this podcast is all about. And I really hope that this message has reached who it needs. And I really support everybody who also stuck around, even if you may not be in this season, but you understand and you support me in the podcast. I love you down. Thank you guys for being with me in this one, and I will see you guys in the next one.